Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Welcome back, everybody. Just want to take this time to apologize. If you were one of those viewers who enjoyed our typical podcast, I know it's been a while. We've had some things happen over the past couple weeks, but hopefully, we can get back to doing a normal Abe on Sundays. If you've been tuning in, you have noticed that we've been doing a couple Let's Plays where we played the game Civilization, which kind of, in a way, helped pick today's topic. And today's topic is basically, would you survive the end of the world? And like always, I have my great co-host here.
Co-host.
Yeah, co-host.
Co-host. Okay.
How you doing, Randy?
Oh, you really asked? Okay, I'm alive. I know last night's stream ended abruptly. Everything's okay. People are safe. No one got hurt. Sorry about that, but the next Saturday we will continue on the convention, talk on that. But today is Abe on Sundays, and I have this beautiful picture of Abe in a tinfoil hat because it's like slowly becoming your trademark.
Well, I mean, you got to protect yourself. You never know. You can never be too safe. With some of the topics that we talk about, tinfoil hat.
Yeah, this is one of those topics that you think a tinfoil hat will help you?
It definitely would.
Quick answer, none of us here, including me, would survive. I guess that would be like the thing. To be honest, a lot of us probably wouldn't survive. It's just how long, I guess.
Yeah, and that's kind of the topic. It's like, I could honestly say that I probably wouldn't survive long either, but...
I got my best would probably be maybe a week. I'd not give myself that much credit.
Bro, I don't even think I could survive that long. Like,
really?
Food.
Yeah.
Everything that I eat.
Your house is not stockpiled in food?
No. I don't even have a rice cooker.
See, okay, that's your mistake,
right?
Man. Rice cooker is life.
You are my rice cooker.
Yeah. You better make your way over here,
right? but for real, like, I guess, I don't know, you just want to hop right into it, like, and just kind of talk.
Damn right! It's kind of like the conspiracy thing, just right into it. I'd probably last a few days or die instantly.
Right. So, when people think about this topic, the first thing that comes to their head is, oh, I gotta, basically arm myself up to the teeth, when in reality it's like, the first thing I would do is, where do I find a consistent source of food? Because, like, I would much rather, like, have the assurance knowing that I'll be able to eat that day rather than having a weapon to protect myself with.
I'm sorry, Abe, that we don't have a McDonald's that runs 24/7.
I know,
in the
right?
apocalypse. So okay, yeah. So let's try to get a little bit more specific because you say apocalypse again. We have many options of the apocalypse, and usually, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, I mean, none of the apocalypse is fun, but the most fun one would be a zombie apocalypse, probably. So, try not to make fun of it.
Hey, man, that's okay. We're all in it together.
Yeah. So like, say, what if I put in the scenario of zombie apocalypse? You're at your house. Your main concern is food, right? Has water even crossed your mind at all?
I mean, yeah, I guess you could survive longer without food than you can water.
Yeah, because I think about the world's ending all the time, unfortunately. Yeah, because usually if I get like the first sign, and then like again 90% of the time I'm usually home unless I'm working. If like I heard the apocalypse, my first thing is to fill my bathtub and sinks with water, because like that shit's gonna cut off eventually.
Yeah.
So.
But like and I feel like those are the things that like people don't think about. Like, they're just like, oh, I would survive because I have weapons and stuff like that.
You're like looking intently at me.
but I'm just saying, like, for like realistically, like how many people can start a fire with sticks?
With sticks, I can't do that.
Yeah, like how many people actually know how certain things work? Like, for instance, your car breaks down. If you're trying to leave the city because like, oh, I got to get to like a rural country area where there isn't many people and stuff like that, like like basic things like that. Like, I feel like in today's day and age, people have really lost that survival instinct of theirs. They depend too much on technology.
I thought you were going to say fill your bathtub with cheese for a second there.
You don't like cheese.
I don't. Yeah, weird quirk of mine. I don't like cheese. I know everybody loves cheese in the world, and it makes me look like a freak. But yeah, that's a good example of what you said, because like again, because like it kind of reminds me of this one like YouTuber. He made a thing just like if somebody came crashing and is like, hey, the end of the world is happening right now. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And he just lays down on the ground. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm giving up. You think I can survive in that shit?
Right? Like, not to call you out or anything, but you were super introvert for a good portion of your life. Like, you are like... You didn't want to go out into society when we had society. Why would you want to go out when the world's falling apart,
Yeah, that's why my house would be the perfect place.
Oh, God.
Like, for people that don't know, I one of my hobbies is firearms, so I do have those. But then, yeah, if I fill up enough water, and then I have food in my fridge, so then I'll be fine. If Gio was involved in the apocalypse, he'd probably just sacrifice souls. He would sacrifice anyone. Not gonna lie, Gio would sacrifice anyone.
No, he wouldn't have time to sacrifice anyone, because I'd probably take him out before then.
Just your one thing is like I'm going for Gio.
Like we just straight running from a horde of zombies or something, and I would just like have a stick, and he'd look at me and be like, what are you going to do with that? You're not going to be able to kill a zombie with a stick. And I'd straight up look at him and be like, it's not for the zombie. And then I'd trip his leg with it and continue running. And like, there's enough Geo there that they would just stop and have a buffet before they get to
You're basically Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah,
Pulls a gun,
shoots the guy in the leg, like, boom, right there.
God.
Don't have to try as hard.
God. So okay, well, that's also an interesting other dynamic. Say we in our group of friends, how would we work well in a group? So like it'd be me, you, Gio, my brother.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think of like what that person can bring to the table.
Uh-huh.
And so like, I'm not super smart, but you know, when
it
it
seems like he'd kick your butt easily, Abe.
okay, we'll see about that. We gotta have a podcast like clash. You know, like you know how they
Creator
do.
clash.
Yeah, creator clash.
Podcast
me and
clash.
Gio just have
Podcast.
dude right there.
Pod clash.
Gio versus a boxing match. Live stream it.
Okay.
Let me know if you want that.
Sorry to get us out a little off track. Would you do that? Like
I would definitely do
get
that.
in a boxing.
I guarantee you there are people listening right now who know my past and they'd be like, yes, we want Abe in a ring. Let's do it.
Yeah. I say I probably wouldn't fare very well in the boxing ring.
But that'd be entirely up to Gio. You know, you'd have to give us a couple months to train for it, but I'd be down for it.
Make it chess boxing. Oh my god. Have you seen
What is
Ludwig's Twitch chess boxing?
No, what is that?
So basically, I don't remember the timers. So I believe it starts with chess. You play chess for like 5 minutes, and then after that, you move the chessboard away, and then you do like a 2-minute boxing section. So you could either win in chess first or win in boxing. So
Okay, so I don't know how to play chess, so I would definitely have to be dependent on boxing him
yeah,
out.
so you have to knock him out. So it'd be like it's just like intervals. So you have 5-minute chess, 2-minute boxing, 5-minute chess, 2-minute boxing, 5-minute chess. And then
That sounds terrible.
mentally you're fatigued and also physically. It was a cool event. I didn't get to go see it live, but I watched it on stream. It was really cool to see that. And it was really cool how they so basically how they did it was they raised up the chessboard up in the sky. So they would play chess in the boxing ring, and then when it comes to chess, they just brought it back down.
What if you're bleeding and stuff? You're just getting blood all over the chessboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. But going back to the apocalypse.
Yes.
So, okay, so you would have conflict with Gio, it seems like, and so Gio is stronger and smarter. I don't know,
We just would find out.
oh, that'd be.
We're gonna have to just find out.
I have to start contacting boxing rings and see.
Bro, this is gonna be like Mike Tyson and
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
It hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't happened, but it's just gonna you're gonna see up until that point where we do box each other, I'm gonna come out with training videos.
Yeah.
And then Happy Gem's gonna watch them, and he's just gonna be like, "Oh man, I really hope Gio can do this."
Except in bingo, I did kick his butt in bingo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you would have conflict with Gio if we were in a group.
I mean, I wouldn't really have conflict with him. It'd just be like if we're in a situation where it's me or him. I'm sorry, you gotta be zombie food.
See, the thing is, if I was in the apocalypse and if I was in a group, that would be the worst circumstance for me. Because it's just all right, guys,
not only do you have to worry about zombies, you secretly have to worry about your own people. Because it's God, do I really trust them? I know we were friends, but that was before the world ended.
See, I don't know if I would be the guy that would be like this guy. Just okay, I know they're expecting stuff from me, but if I slowly walk away from the group because I'm an introvert and I don't want anything to do with it,
Right?
just
we just wake up one morning. Hey, Abe, what are you eating? Jerky? Where did you get jerky? I made it. With what meat? And where's Randy?
you would cook me.
Yeah, cook you and eat you.
Sluz would lose his eye early on. Actually, that's probably true. I wear glasses, so I'd lose my sight pretty quick.
That's another thing. Your glasses break.
Oh,
What do you do then?
everything I do will be blurry now.
Could you actually see? Those are small things that I feel like people don't think about. They just see the bigger picture and they're like, yeah, I'm going to defend myself against zombies.
So the thing is, if I take my glasses off, you just look blurry, and man, if it was a zombie, I would have a hard time telling, because it's just oh, Abe, what are you doing? Oh my God, he's eating me! I can't tell if it's living or not because he's just.
With that, do you think if you died and did become a zombie? Do you think your zombie would also be blind? Or do you think, like illnesses and stuff, like does that not affect a zombie?
Well, I guess. Well, what kind of zombies are we dealing with? Because, like, was it World War Z? I think those zombies were blind. But if you went with, like...
Wait, they were blind and could still do all the stuff that they did in that movie?
Yeah.
Bro, they made, like, a zombie ladder to get to a helicopter.
Yeah, they're just all climbing each other. They just felt, man.
That's terrible. But, yeah, okay, so that's another topic. What kind of zombie do you think you would fare out better with? Like, because, you got... like the zombies that you saw in World War.
Get it. I could actually add that glass. Like, I don't have glasses now. I mean, I only have the mask thing, but I can get that in the future because I am getting new models made, so I could actually ask them to add that. But okay, so how would I fare?
Yeah, like what zombie would you prefer? Because like, okay, so you got examples like World War Z. You got
Not that.
the weird ones from I Am Legend that like
I wouldn't want to do the
no, those are too fast. Then you got the creepy things that you saw in The Last of Us, where that one's actually the most realistic outcome.
Well, yeah, because that's a real thing with ants. So just if it jumped species, then we would be screwed. Yeah. I wouldn't want to deal with The Last of Us either. Like, to tell you the truth, I think the best chance we got is oddly enough the Walking Dead ones.
No, you want to know what zombies I want?
What?
Shaun of the Dead zombies.
Oh yeah, Shaun of the Dead zombies would be Red Dead zombies for me. Oh, Red Dead zombies. It's been a long time since I played it. I actually really enjoyed Red Dead zombies.
Are we talking about like Red Dead the game?
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, I have that one.
Like the zombie ones.
Yeah.
Like, did they change or anything, or are they just regular zombies?
I want to say I don't remember. It's been forever since I played it.
I think if they were regular zombies, yeah, Red Dead zombies wouldn't be bad.
I still have it, but like that's cool because that's like just zombies, but like in Western times.
Yeah, I actually played more of Red Dead Zombies than I played the original game.
Yeah, I want to say because there was like an added-on story, right? Where like
there's a story.
Like his wife and kids, like they were the ones that turned into zombies.
Yeah, and he was trying to find a cure or something.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. So that would be a good one.
I mean, if you want to find a way to like live stream that, I want to say I still have a copy for it on the Xbox 360.
A few were radioactive. Ooh, radioactive zombies.
Okay, but so you got like, think about Left 4 Dead. I want to say they had like big fat like boomers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like imagine you had to deal with a witch.
Yeah.
Like, cause like in the back of my mind, worse like I don't know how they have survived in a society in Resident Evil when they have dealt with all of that crap in there. Like, I feel like that would be one of the worst too. Is like because you have like the Tyrant, Nemesis, Lickers, Hunters, and all those kinds of zombies. And then you go to 4, you have the Las Plagas and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so like
I don't know how they survive in a society in that game series.
Humans are one thing, but like if you're dealing with like zombie animals,
dog zombies.
Well, dog zombies would be terrifying. But like, could you imagine like a zombie elephant or lion, or probably the worst of all, a zombie? God, what is it? It's a type of monkey that's like super vicious.
Chimpanzee?
Yeah, chimpanzee.
Okay.
Yeah, a zombie chimpanzee.
Zom 100 zombies are too much of monsters. I've started reading that. I didn't finish it. I need to get back into it. But like, yeah, zombie chimpanzee. Because I've seen those in Resident Evil 0. They have zombie chimpanzee in there.
That'd be terrifying. Like just a normal chimp would rip you apart if it wanted to. Like, they're just like, hey, I'm bored. Let's go murder this person.
I thought you were going to reference the last podcast, or not the last podcast, but the last the What Goes Bump in the Night podcast to say, imagine if we had zombie dragons on our flat Earth. That's what you're gonna go with at one point.
Well, no, you bring up a valid point there.
Yeah.
I would just go to the ice wall if everything did hit the fan. I'd find a way to get to Antarctica.
See, like, okay, here, that's another point to make. If we were going to try to make it out, like, again, the whole idea is like, okay, well, we have to get out of the town and get to a certain area. How would you manage to do that? Because you need to find a pilot, or someone to drive a ship, and also have enough food on there to sustain it.
That is true. But that comes down to that question of like
Dead Rising zombies are crazy too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like just having the overall skill level to survive. Like, survival is one thing, but like, being able to come up with the resources that you've had in the past that no longer exist. Like, do you have the ability to make things like that?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, because I actually recently, I think it was like last Wednesday, I was talking to one of my coworkers. He's a semi-apocalypse prepper. He's been ordering a lot of stuff from Temu. Do you know what Temu is?
Bro, isn't that like the cheaper new version of Wish?
Yeah. So, yeah, he's been ordering a lot of stuff on Temu, but it's like survival stuff, which is like really interesting to see what he like grabs. And he's like told me, he's like, well, Souls, if you ever need like backup or something, come to my place. It'll just be so... Which, like, I have full faith that he could probably survive because he knows how to farm, he knows how to sow, and just, like, the bare minimum, and then he could probably figure out how to get a generator working to get electricity and filter water and stuff. Because that's another thing, filtering water is another big problem. The bigger problem than zombies is food. Yeah, food.
100%. And like, I was bringing up this topic is, okay, survival's one thing, but what are you surviving for? Like if the world truly ended, like, what is the point of survival at that point?
To say you did it?
Like what is pushing you to want to wake up every day and try to survive another day? Like the thought of maybe bringing back civilization and law and order and stuff like that.
You know what, Abe?
Or the fact that you just don't want to die.
Okay, here's the thing, Abe. I already do that every morning. What's the point?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, because like, death is
out of fear of dying.
Yeah, but like if you think about it, you're gonna die eventually. Whether that's old age, illness, or whatever. Like you never know when your time's coming.
Or that one you thought was a friend, he puts a bullet in the back of your head.
Yeah, but okay.
Probably Geo.
How would you want to go out? Would you want to go out on your own terms, or would you want to be meat food for something that isn't even alive? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, if I did have a gun in a zombie scenario, it would be for me, not for zombies, because I'm not gonna be chewed up. I ain't going out that way. I go out my own terms.
You don't have the confidence of being a John Wick in a zombie.
No, none of us are John Wick.
You don't have that protagonist energy.
No, because then that goes to my previous thing. It's like, okay, even if I did manage to survive, what am I surviving for? We don't even have Taco Bell anymore. Like
that's the thing. That's the nail in the coffin. If there's no Taco Bell in the world deserves to die.
Okay, because I brought up this topic. I was
Abe would want to go out taking Geo with him to the grave.
Yeah. Hey, bro, if I can't continue my podcast, neither can you. So, we both gotta go out.
I'm gonna make my own podcast when you guys are both out.
Yeah.
Welcome to Apocalypse TV. Today I am by myself because
no, you wouldn't be by yourself. You just have like those skull remnants of us. You put your hand.
Oh yeah, I just put you guys as puppet skulls and both my hands. I didn't lose my friends. They're right here.
Change our voice a little. Hey guys.
Hey, I'm Gio. Yeah. That is a dark, twisted past that's gonna come.
Bro, it'd be the end of the world, man.
Or not past, but future.
There are no morals at that point.
There are no morals. No, I'm gonna kill Abe. No, I'm gonna kill you first. That would make some entertainment for podcasting, right?
How would you even do that? There'd be no internet.
Huh? It's pretty for. I can always record it.
You're just gonna sit there and pretend like.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there and pretend. I'm gonna pretend Happy Gems in the chat. I'm gonna record the videos, and then when.
So what you're saying is you'd basically turn into a psycho from like Borderlands or
probably.
something. Yeah, the world would become Borderlands. Like.
So yeah, but with that too, I would also be like, in video games, you have that one where just like there's like a skeleton body, but then there's also like a a journal or a voice log and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that would be my voice log of my fake podcast I've been making at that point. Just like, oh, how did this guy survive? Hi, welcome to Aim and Geo podcast.
That seriously, that right there reminds me so much of Borderlands, because like they had things like that where like you would just come across a dead body and listen to an audio track, and you're just like,
Yeah, that would be me.
oh, okay, this person had it rough.
Souls does a podcast with Geo and Abe's corpse and slash up. Yeah, what if you guys were zombies? I just like chain you in
Yeah,
the room.
we just have collars around our necks. We're just trying to eat your brain.
Like, wasn't that done in like Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, he
his
did it to
friend-
his best friend. Like he
Yeah.
was playing video games and he was like, trying to eat him.
Yeah, we could do Let's Plays like that.
Oh my god! But like some of the zombies actually domesticated and like were able to do jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could domesticate you guys to do that stuff.
But okay, so speaking of that, okay, that kind of comes up to my topic. Okay, so, we all know that COVID was a thing. It happened. We shut down the world for a while, and eventually it got to the point where like everyone was like, "Dude, we're over it. We want to go back to our normal lives." So, then people started going back to work and everything, and it was still a thing. It still kind of is a thing, but like, we're past that point where we're scared of it to the point where we're just living.
Well, so
in our
okay,
houses.
so here's the thing, because I feel like, because I was always, also, we're not supposed to say the word of that disease. I don't know if YouTube still has that policy or something. There was a weird thing about that, but when that pandemic happened, for me, the life was pretty much the same because I still went to work because I was an essential job.
Okay,
So,
but
and I loved it with nobody in traffic. There was less people outside. It was a blessing.
okay, but so what I'm trying to get at is, so like, okay, zombies. If it happened, like, do you think there would come a point where like everyone who's still surviving on Earth is just like, this is dumb. Like, let's just go back to our normal lives and just like act like the zombies don't exist. And people just start going back to
That would
work,
be really hard but interesting.
right?
I mean,
Because like, what if
I guess it would depend on the zombies of what we got.
because really, that would be like a common enemy for everyone. Because like the zombies would still be trying to eat us, but like so they would just like make it legal where like, if you see a zombie, you can take it out. Like it just become like a
So like kind of like where we live now, everybody's allowed to open carry. It'd
Yeah.
just be all across the nation now.
yeah,
And
just,
you just
protect you and the person next to you.
Yeah.
Like you just like have to make it where we have order again. Because I feel like that's where it fails. It's like, when the world ends, everyone just has that mindset of every man for themselves. I have to survive. And it's just like, no, we gotta come together as a group.
Yeah. What if the apocalypse was caused by global warming? So what if like instead of zombies, what if we had like the inevitable heat of the earth like slowly ticking up? I feel like that one we're screwed if that's
Yeah, and I feel like that's where people have to come together to find solutions to fix it. Like that's what I'm trying to get across is like, if the world does end, does it actually end though? Like, us as the human race have to make that decision where like, do we try to fix it from where we're at now? Or do we just accept our fate and go extinct like the dinosaurs?
because they lived on around Earth.
No, a flat Earth.
It's round.
No, that's how they got hit with a meteor.
Here's my thing.
What's easier to hit, a sphere or a big flat piece of flatness?
But it's still possible to hit a round thing. But okay, going to the reason why I said the world is round, we go underground. If it's gonna be global warming, the world's getting hotter. We go underground where it's colder. We keep digging and digging. When we'll evolve to more people.
There is a big flaw to that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you say the Earth is getting warmer. Let's go underground.
Mm-hmm.
But what you don't realize is, so before us, we had these things called Titans and Kaijus who decided to do that very same thing where it's like, hey, we're just going to go underground. So by going underground, you're entering their world because underneath our Earth is a hollow Earth where they have their own ecosystem and sun and everything. And that's where they live. And I don't think they would appreciate tiny little humans coming into their world.
We got tiny humans here. We got guns, and we're gonna take out these kaiju's like in nothing.
You know, it's like
Looking like a true American.
because we just have a dome over us.
No,
And we can't just continue putting domes over domes. It doesn't work that way. You can't just run from your problems by going underground. We're not moles.
I just really want to evolve to become a mole person.
A mole person.
Or even crazier, the moon crashing into us. For some reason, that would be a lot of floods. See, if that's the case, you're screwed because you don't know how to swim.
I don't know how to swim.
And slow. I don't know. Like if it's moon crashing into the world, I like depending on where it crashes, I would just be like. I think on that point, I would be on the fence. I would be on the same side as you. It's like, what is the point, man? I don't want to live on a ship for the rest of my life.
So here's my thing. I didn't think we'd get on this topic, but whatever. We're on this topic. I got my tinfoil hat. You went there. I'm going to continue it. So, your Earth.
Uh-huh.
You say it's round, right?
Yes.
Okay. We have this moon that was just brought up.
Yeah.
That plays a part in our oceans with the tides and everything.
Yes.
Okay. So you're telling me that because of a gravitational pull, the moon doesn't really leave our side and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what about erosion? Like, the gravitational pull is only there because the Earth is bigger than the moon, and we're like kind of hugging around it with gravity and stuff. Wouldn't the Earth eventually just kind of get smaller over millions of years because of erosion? There's got to be stuff in space that is just like,
huh? I've never thought of that. That is an interesting.
So
thought.
could the moon also like maybe like get closer or further away from us? I mean, because that could be a scenario where it's just like, because think about the past. How many times have they said the world has ended because of flooding? Mm-hmm. What's the big thing that dictates our...
See, I think this is when it's one of those questions that you bring up, and it's like, God, that is a possibility in the future. And then a scientist goes up and thinks about it and goes, nah, let the future scientists figure that out. That's not our problem.
But like, okay, so like you think about video games.
Yeah.
So like a good example, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but like I think it was either Skyrim or Oblivion.
Yeah.
Where like at some point in the game, if you look at the sky, like the moon just looks massive. Mm-hmm. And even in Earth, like there are times where like the moon may look bigger or smaller than...
Yeah, because...
Okay, so like, how exactly is that happening if we're not moving closer and further apart?
The Earth, isn't the Earth like tilted in an axis? So how it rotates, it's different to what it seems like. The real cause of the end of the world is that is true. Also, like...
But that's a great movie. Idiocracy.
Oh,
if you haven't seen it, I totally suggest it. It's an older movie. It's great.
The thing is, the more I am in society, all I can see is the future of that becoming our reality, and it scares the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah, because like I truly believe that technology is ruining the world. It's
Man,
making,
you really do need that tinfoil hat.
It's making things easier for us, but at the same time, I feel like it's limiting us from doing better. Mm-hmm. It's kind of holding us back because, for example.
So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, back to rice because everything is related to rice. So. For me,
I love me some jasmine rice.
Yes. So you give me technology, right? So you hand me a rice cooker.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna make it easier for me to cook rice because all I gotta do is pour a little bit of water, pour the rice in, and it cooks it for me.
Yeah.
So if I then have an offspring and be like, this is how you make rice. You just put it in the rice cooker. By teaching that person technology, over time, you're going to forget how to actually make rice because you're going to depend on that machine to make it for you. It's like people say that we don't have like the technology that ancient civilizations had, because I feel like technology has changed, that we just don't do things like we did in the past. So like over time, I feel like, yeah, we've become dumber because of technology.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I will say the convenience of life. There's a lot of stuff where it comes to a point where, like, yes, we made it easier for a rice cooker. We also have air fryers and crock pots and all that stuff. Makes things a lot easier, cook it real quick and stuff. If you have allergic to food you didn't know, ooh, that's also medicine. That's also
medicine's a big one.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get that? Like, do you know how to basically take a green plant and a red plant and put them together to make health? Because I don't.
Well, and if I learned anything in Resident Evil, it's a red plant and a green plant, right? And then if you put a yellow plant in there, you get more life, right?
Oh, is that? So what does green and red give you?
Green and red give you full
Because
health.
I know there was a third plant. I know the yellow plant did something else.
Yeah, so green and red gives you full health, and then green, yellow, and will give you more life.
But then couldn't you do like red, red, green? Or green, green, red? Or
You could do green, green, green to get interest. Souls is obviously a pro technology. Yeah, I mean, I figured out all this by myself, really. But yeah, so then also, like, there's also blue herb, too, which cures poison. Isn't that why you just have to go outside?
right?
You just
Well,
find different colored plants.
Okay, let's okay. We talk about like the forest, because that's also like a survival game. It's not really like the end of the world, but it feels like it.
Yeah,
but-
because you're on a deserted island, and it's like it's a similar scenario if you were like in an apocalypse scenario, because it's just like, again, you need to learn how to start a fire, you need to learn how to cut wood and make a hut.
hunt animals and stuff. But
Yeah.
like one thing that I've learned from that game is aloe is like a magical plant. Apparently, like that just aloe heals
Have
everything.
you ever drank an aloe water? It's great.
Is it really?
I love aloe
I might
water.
have to try that.
It's like it's a little sweet, but it's like it's nice.
Because I know you can eat it, can't you?
Yeah,
Like
you can eat aloe.
there's a lot of
It's got good
health
properties
benefits.
for
Yeah,
you.
health benefits.
Yeah.
But like I feel like those are the things that people need to like research before it's too late. Because apparently, like if you're into conspiracy theories like I am.
Oh, there goes my phone.
Oh, wait, one sec. Sorry, this.
No, good. Keep going.
Okay,
keep
going.
going. Keep
Okay,
going.
so if you're into conspiracy theories like I am, a big one is this solar eclipse that's going to happen in a couple days. There are a lot of people that are talking about how this is just like the big one. Like after this, like if you haven't been preparing, like good luck trying to survive. How do you feel about that?
Sorry, I was on my phone.
So solar eclipse. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, it's where the moon covers up the sun, right?
But sorry, have you heard about any of the theories around it?
So the theory I heard about it, when a solar eclipse happens, all the firebenders lose their ability to cast fire, and all the waterbenders are stronger.
Okay, but how many of those do we have on this earth right now?
No Avatar.
No. Have you know people who can manipulate the elements? I think we have bigger problems than zombies.
No, don't worry. The Avatar will keep the peace.
Oh my god.
So yeah, with the eclipse, like, I guess it's for me, it's just like, I guess I don't think about anything big happening unless there is that one cult that I'm making that is making some secret ritual during that day.
I mean, I find it pretty entertaining because like there's a lot of things that they find a way to kind of like tie it with religion. Like we got this really old book, and then like they read that book and then like find a way to take events that have happened in real life, and it almost makes it seem like, oh my god, it's predicting the future. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh man, it's gonna happen. But since I'm not really religious, I'm just like,
Well, and you also got to think, because like people back then, like the idea of someone lying to you was like a really hard thing to imagine. So now that we have more technology, we're getting smarter and stuff. We understand that like these are just coincidence with quotations.
Coincidence. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of want to stay on this topic because like I don't know the name of the
My eyes were keep shutting. That's why I had to calibrate my model.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know the name of the actual company, but somewhere in, I want to say, Sweden, there's this like really techie science developing people who developed this thing called the Hydro Collider.
Isn't that from DC Marvel Comics?
No. This is real, and they've used it a couple times in the past, and there are conspiracy theorist people out there that truly believe like every time they mess with that thing, it just screws up our existence. And
I guess that kind of goes with what just Happy Gem asked a little while ago. I did see that. I just didn't. We were on the thing. What if time breaks instead? So like.
Okay, yeah. So this goes. That's perfect because
Yeah.
this is what they. So that collider, basically what it does is it's a giant circle where they put two atoms in it and fling them in opposite directions, and they go really fast and then collide into each other, basically making a black hole. And one thing that I heard is when this eclipse is going to happen, they're going to fire that bad boy up again and they're going to do some testing. And they even said it themselves, like, yeah, we're going to open up a door and either something's going to come in or something's going to come out of it.
Or they're going to break time and then we are all frozen.
Right.
Imagine that. That would be the worst apocalypse. Like somebody breaks time and like we are all stuck in like our like current states.
Yeah, because like, people are so worried about like, a nuclear annihilation or zombies or stuff like that. But it's just like, bro, I guarantee you we got like scientists working in the backgrounds with things that we don't even comprehend. Because it's like aliens. How do you... they had to have been messing with things that they shouldn't have before they realized, oh, hey, we can travel through space, or, we're fourth dimensional beings or something. Like, we're slowly doing that with some of the technology that we have. So it's just like, how do we know that we're not the aliens trying to come back to Earth to prevent us from doing something that we weren't supposed to do?
But we inevitably end the world instead.
Like a good example, like Trunks. He lived in a terrible future, and he was like, I gotta go back in time to stop Jiro from making the androids. And when he did that, he didn't really fix anything. He just made it worse because he just like altered reality, and like now Goku's dying.
Well, also here's another thing, because like the way you explain this just makes me think of like scientists just going like, bro, what if we took one atom and another atom and just fucking send it and mash it? It's like, that sounds so awesome. Let's do it. You know what'd be even cooler, bro? We did it during the eclipse.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, we're gonna talk about aliens again.
That's tinfoil hat. You always got to come prepared.
Abe is talking that we are the aliens. That's his conspiracy theory.
But so, just in general, like, we don't really know how things work until we try things, and sometimes it has a good outcome, sometimes it has a bad outcome.
Okay, I got a new apocalypse for you, a brand new one. What if some mad scientist decided to put rocket jets on the Earth to take us out of the gravitational pull of the sun? So then basically we are our own area. We're just floating through space in the cold out in the cold universe. So basically what that's going to do is we're not going to have received the warmth of the sun anymore. We're going to be getting colder and colder and colder until we have a ice apocalypse. How do you think we would do on that?
It's a good thing you brought that up, because apparently our Earth is round
Yeah.
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 You've said that in the past.
Yeah.
We have this. We have this thing called gravity,
Uh-huh.
and atmosphere, and whatever other things you believe in.
Uh-huh.
The likelihood of someone inventing rockets with enough force to put us away from the sun's gravitational pull
Uh-huh.
would probably produce enough heat that would melt the entire Earth. So that probably wouldn't happen. There's a better chance of the Earth being flat than someone being able to push us out of it.
No. It's gonna happen, and people are going to evolve to mole people again because we're going underground again.
Oh man. So I had a topic that I wanted to bring up, but it kind of went away. Oh God, what were we talking about in the past?
We talked about being mole people, being mole people.
Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse, survival, farming. What skills we needed to live? Groups, heat, death, scientists. People are being there to kill us.
Yeah, God, I got nothing. It's not coming back.
Either we destroy the Earth with thrusters or freeze. Yeah, pretty much. It could either only go two ways, right? I think it'd be like basically a Bond villain doing that.
What? We would notice it.
Would we?
That the rockets would have to be massive.
we?
Every country on this earth would be like, the hell is that?
But you're the conspiracy guy. Because would the conspiracy guy would be like, oh, the government's going to cover that up. They're going to want a part of that.
Okay. So here's...
Happy Jim has also asked, how about mutants? What if we lived in a Fallout world?
Yeah, okay. I feel like that would... Okay, Fallout... Mutants, that would be more of a... I would say nuclear.
Yeah.
Right? Because radiation and
which
all
is also
that.
another possibility if we get a nuclear war. We're
okay, so... Here, we'll just reference...
Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout, because that's just perfect example of how things would play out. So, do you think, like in Fallout, they obviously were building the vaults ahead of time because they knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, to some extent, I feel like somewhere in this earth, people are doing the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, there's the preppers that are actually got bunkers and everything.
Okay, but so like, this goes back to my question. How deep do you actually have to go where you're not affected by the radiation? And how do you provide oxygen for the people living underground?
Yeah, O2 tanks.
Yeah, but what do those run off of?
O2. We'd have terrible water. Oh yeah, water would be a problem.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Like, if you're running pumps off of like generators and stuff, like
we got air filters. I got a Brita filter.
But realistically, like, it goes back to like knowing how things work. Like, because if you have like generators that run off of diesel, what happens when you run out of fuel? If you're sitting there like, oh, we'll use solar to power everything. Well, that's going to be kind of hard when there's a nuclear winter above your head. So, like, the thought of people living underground, it's not, I feel like it's not possible for long term.
Yes.
Unless we find a way to actually get cryo to work. Because that's what they did in Fallout.
That's true. But also, if people evolve into mobile... You need less oxygen then.
The likelihood of us evolving into mole people would have to take millions of years. I mean, it is possible because eventually, by living underground, your eyes would weaken, and then
I'm gonna look at my kids in the future and just be like, I hope you guys will slowly convert to mole people before I die. Oh shit! I broke something.
Okay, so
But like, say there was cryo. Someone had figured it out. Someone basically made their own Fallout, and you were basically chosen to be there. And then you get uncryoed, and you get to go out in the world. How do you feel about coming back to your new life now?
It wouldn't be my life. Because everyone that I knew probably died 500 years ago.
You gotta find your son in Fallout 4. I'm kidding.
So like,
thanks, man.
so honestly, if I didn't have my loved ones cryoed with me, I would just be alone.
Yeah.
In the outside world, like, okay, you were, like, hypothetically speaking, you got chosen to go in the vault.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to be away from the radiation. You were frozen for, we'll say, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to realize the people who weren't lucky like you have been living out there and surviving for 500 to 1,000 years. They are going to be way more suited for that.
Yeah, they could take care of me.
But, dude, as soon as you step out of that vault, you could have, like, something as simple as, like, radiated advanced pollen that would just take you out because your body never built an immune to it because you were hiding in your frozen capsule for 1,000 years.
Yeah, it was comfy. It was nice.
So it's just like, it goes back to that topic where, like, why do it? Why prepare for something so hard that you know the outcome to is just eventually going to be death? Because
Okay, Abe, I'm gonna quote something. This is gonna change your life. This is the thing. Have you seen Up?
like the Pixar movie,
Yeah.
I mean, a long time ago, so it's just kind of like,
Where is your sense of adventure? Adventure is waiting for you, buddy.
bro, adventure would be sticking it out on the surface, not hiding in a frozen ice cube.
Hey, I was chosen, and like, hey, I was chosen to help humanity, and I am adventurous going out there. I'm gonna find a house with a nice basement and a video camera and do what I do now.
But yeah, but so if you think about it, you know, a lot of people who try to prepare for it and survive it, I mean, typically their end goal is to, you know, I guess repopulate and kind of make the world what it was.
Wait, so you're saying I have a shot in the apocalypse?
But what I'm saying is,
So this is an adventure we're talking about adventure. Yeah, that does kind of contradict each other.
but okay, so hear me out. Okay, surviving.
Yeah.
You know, it's all great and all, like trying to rebuild and everything.
Yeah.
If that's the end goal, why did we let the world end to begin with?
Well, what if? Yeah, but yeah, fuck, it is gonna be humans that end the world, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, in the end, we're the problem. So if we survive, we're still the problem. It's gonna repeat itself.
So I blame Pixar for that because it's their sense of adventures for scientists. It's like, what if we did this? Yeah, goddamn, we humans are terrible.
Yeah.
We would be the ones to destroy the world, huh?
Unless technology does it for us, where we.
Yeah, what if we have a Terminator or like the Matrix, like we're robots?
But I feel like that's
apocalypse?
okay. But that's better because, like, I feel like we need a scenario
People are idiots, yeah.
like that where, like, we have zombies or robots, because I feel like then we have a common enemy where we can come together
to fight
to
it.
fight off. But then again, you still have those terrible people out there who are just like, oh no, I don't care that you're human. I'm still going to take you out. Because, like, The Walking Dead's a good example of, like, how many different little villages out in that world that people have where, like, someone came in and ruined it, or, you know, they tried to ruin it. Yeah, it's like humanity. We're the problem.
We're the problem. But, okay, so, like, out of all these scenarios, it seems pretty bleak. Where, like, basically a lot of this stuff is going to take us back to the Stone Age. We're going to have to learn everything from the beginning. But what if we're talking about a technology apocalypse like Skynet, the Terminator? Because we would still have technology. We would still have electricity. we're just fighting a war with robots. Do you think we would fare better? Like living, at least you could still have power, electricity, but you just have the fear of just robots coming in and wrecking our shit.
I mean, I feel like if we did have that scenario and we failed, it would just kind of look pathetic on our part because, like, we built the robot.
Yeah.
How do we not know how to destroy what we built? Unless by some miracle, like, AI got a hold of it and made it better.
Well, and that's basically what.
Yeah.
That's the most likely scenario.
Like, you're telling me, like, okay, you build a death robot and you don't have, like, plans in place to, like, have, like, a ultimate kill switch to everything.
I will quote you a quote from Happy Gem, because people are idiots.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we wouldn't have that kill switch. We're just like, we're fine.
So, honestly, I think we've established that if the world does end, it's not going to be zombies. It's not going to be nuclear annihilation. It'll literally be the movie Idiocracy. We're just going to get
leaving early, continue to talk about our lives being ended. Oh, yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Happy Gem. Thank you for coming and chatting. It's always great to have you. But yeah, what are you saying? Sorry.
But no, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the world ends, it's not going to be zombies. It's not going to be robots. It's not going to be nuclear annihilation. It's going to be the movie Idiocracy. We're just going to get so dumb that we won't even realize that the world has already ended because of our own stupidity.
I'm waiting to see one of my neighbors to just start, like, pouring Gatorade out in their lawns.
Right? What are you doing? I'm trying to make the pants grow. It needs electrolytes.
I'm gonna be so sad. Cause like, here's the scary thing. Cause like, in my mind, there's only like maybe 3 apocalypses that are fathomable in our lifetimes. A zombie apocalypse, cause again, like with The Last of Us, that could be, all it has to do is jump species to have that to happen. Technology one, or an idiocracy one. Out of all 3 of those, idiocracy apocalypse would be the closest one. And man, I would hate to live in that world.
Yeah, because think about it. So, if you do believe in science, a big
and
thing...
I will probably survive in that one, but man, I would hate it.
Right? But yeah, so if you do believe in science, a big part of that is evolution, right? They say people evolve over millions of years, right?
Yeah.
So if there's evolution... Don't you think there's also de-evolution?
Yeah.
Where, like, if you don't continue progressing over the years, you will devolve.
I mean, okay, so going back to my mole people argument, technically being a mole person would be de-evolution because you're losing eyesight, I think. Because moles have very bad eyesight.
Yeah, but if you're losing your eyesight, it's because you're not utilizing them.
Yeah, it's still
so if you live underground and you don't need to be able to see during the day because you're underground, everything's dark. Eventually, your eyes will adapt to the dark better, and that's kind of what happened to moles. But you may view that as de-evolution, but I feel like that's still evolution because your body is adapting to the world that you now live in. So you're evolving to better suit your environment. So that's still evolution. But what I mean about de-evolution would be like forgetting something. Mm-hmm. So like over the years, like if we forget to, let's say read and write because like we just choose not to learn it or choose to forget it, I feel like that'd be like a de-evolution because we have now lost the ability to communicate with each other because of choosing not to continue learning that over the years. It's like you look at a lot of like ancient civilizations and like the way they did things with stone and stuff like that. We don't do things that way because we, quote unquote, with technology have found better ways to build things. And it's like, did we though? Because like you look at the pyramids, those bad boys are still standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You look at a wooden house after a tornado, and it's like, what happened? If we supposedly got smarter over the years, why are the things we live in built so poorly?
Abe. Cost, man.
Exactly.
Economic cost.
Yeah, everything is based around
resources.
money now.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's why, like, you know, I feel like the world could end at any moment, but we're just, like, sitting there. The higher-ups are in their little secret lairs going, but is it beneficial economically for us? Like, what do we gain from ending the world?
Yeah, I think also it comes down with the resources too, because what's a more abundant resource type you could regrow, which is wood. Like wood is pretty strong and stuff. You could always like reuse it, regrow more trees and stuff, and continue the cycle and build more houses and stuff.
So you're telling me that wood is a better resource than a giant flat earth made entirely out of rock, because everything that they built back then was the majority of it was stone. I mean, yeah, they did have some wood and stuff like that, but like it was a lot of stone structures.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it just like over the years, people are like, hey, stone is really heavy. I don't really want to make something out of that.
That's what a dolly's for.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like
Okay, Abe, basically what you're telling me is you want to be Amish.
No, I want technology.
But you're saying technology is ruining everything, so just say the solution is you be Amish.
I mean, yeah, they probably live a good life.
So how would you? Okay, here's another thing. How would the Amish fare in the apocalypse?
Way better than any of us, I can tell you that much.
Because they know how to grow, they know how to. They have animals ready.
Have you seen them move a house? You know, most people.
I've seen them build a house. It is like it's pretty quick.
Yeah, most people when they think, oh, I got to move this house, you know, they hire a construction crew. They bring in a giant wrecker that lifts the house up, puts it on a flatbed, and then takes it where it needs to go. Amish people, they're just like, yo, let's get enough of us. We'll put rods across the bottom of the house. We'll all pick it up, move it where it needs to go. That is strength right there. Strength in numbers.
Abe is secretly watching the Amish. Is like, I wish I could be you guys.
Right?
If I had the power and also the strategy.
But yeah, so like the topic of this podcast was, you know, the end of the world.
Yeah.
And asking, would you survive?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, everyone has their own idea of how the world could possibly end.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're so focused on the end part of it that they don't realize is
the after.
Well, not the after, just like, you know, what can I do now while the earth is still functioning that can help me in the future? So if like one day the world does decide to end, we can continue living as like a civilization or the human race in general.
Abe, is this just your strategy to tell me to start learning how to farm, how to hunt, and just be a better person? And then when the apocalypse does come, you just come to me, say, Randy, take care of me.
I mean, it would be cool to learn all those things. I would be okay with it. I'd be down with it.
Yeah, I don't know if hunting is a different thing for me, though.
I can't do that. I can't take the life of an animal.
Yeah. Life of a person? Okay. Life of an animal? Yeah, that's where I draw the line.
I just like, unless it's for survival purposes only, where it's just like, oh God, I'm really hungry. Here's this cow. Let's make burgers.
I don't understand. I think it'd be easier to make a steak, Abe.
Yeah,
just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's for that reason,
God, burgers do sound good, though.
Yeah, like I'd be like, yeah, it sucks for the cow, but survival of the fittest. But like, if you're one of those, if you're a person that is just like, oh, I want to go hunting just for the experience of it. Like, I just want to, enjoy taking the life of just a random ass animal. Then I'm just like, nah, bro, that's not right. Like if you're just doing it for a sport, I'm just like,
you got issues.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that poor little bear was just minding his own business, and you just like took it away from it.
See, the thing is, I have like the gun. I always joke about having a bear killer gun on me, but it's just like my thing would be this: just like if I see a bear, something weird in my mind is like I could befriend it. I could befriend a bear.
I see. If I see a bear, if I'm ever in a situation where a bear's right in front of me, I'm just be like, "Yo, bear,
Yeah.
don't do anything I wouldn't do."
Yeah.
It's just like it's because of course, if I'm in an area where I know that there's bears, I'm gonna be smart enough to have a firearm on me. So it's just like as long as he doesn't try to harm me, I will not harm the bear.
Yeah.
We got that mutual agreement. You don't do anything dumb, I won't do anything dumb.
For me, I would sacrifice Geo for the bear. It's like, be my friend, and you can eat my friend.
Yeah. Just like a peace offering. It's like,
I started culting the bear's honor. This is our god, is this bear.
But, I don't know, man. I just feel like,
Okay, also going back to the topic of apocalypse, what if it's a zombie bear?
oh, zombie bear? That thing's already dead. I don't feel bad. Take it out.
Take it out?
Take it out.
Yeah.
That thing's an abomination.
But that would be terrifying to fight a zombie bear.
I mean, it's just exactly like the same thing. Like, me and you, we buddies. We have this podcast that we do on Sundays. But
So are you telling me I just need to wear, like, Kevlar bodysuit on my legs, too?
no. What I'm saying is, like, we friends.
Yeah.
I respect you. But in that small chance where you are a zombie, I'm sorry, bro. I ain't gonna feel bad putting one between your eyes. Like
I'd appreciate it.
You're already gone at that point. Like,
I would appreciate if you put the
yeah,
bullet
right.
in my head.
You see these shows where like people are like, "Oh my God, that was my mom or that was my wife," and it's like, it isn't now.
So
Take it out. Like I would much if I'm a carcass of my old self and all I can think about is eating my loved ones and random people, bro. I don't want to live that way. Take me out.
So you're saying you do not appreciate it if I had chained you up in a room?
No.
And also we made my video.
I don't know if it's still me. I don't know if it's something completely
I
different.
just imagine your ghost behind you. Randy, just kill me.
Right? I can't move on until my body's at rest, and if it's still technically alive, I just have to float around here.
God damn it, Randy. We've played Monopoly
I would
4
literally-
times already this week.
I would literally just be like floating there as a ghost going like, how did I become every single character of the podcasts that I did when I was still living? I'm a literal zombie right there chained up. I'm a ghost floating next to me like, man.
It was just be funny. Oh, it's a Valentine's
Right.
episode, Abe. Let me get you your crossbow. We're gonna shave some stuff so you're that skull thing.
Yeah, I just leftover meat is just falling off. Like, look, I even have bones showing.
You're also a skeleton now.
God,
too.
was I like Nostradamus? Did I just predict my future?
That your psychotic friend that just wants to keep this podcast alive for so long.
Oh man.
Man, that might have serious issues.
Yeah. We should probably not let the world then. If there's anything we can, gather from this and learn is let's do better.
Do better. Randy becomes a psychotic bastard.
Would you survive the end? Yes, because we're not gonna let it end. We will do better.
We will do everything in our hands to prevent it. Abe won't die. I won't become psychotic.
Yeah.
One of us will kill Geo. Just to make him into a zombie so I can continue the podcast with Saturdays.
So if we colonized a different planet,
To like Mars.
yeah,
Does that mean the
we'll
closest one?
use Mars. If we
Yeah.
colonize Mars, would that, in a way, be the end of the world?
Or would it be the end of the world? There'd be still people that can't afford to live on Mars.
Wow, so you're saying poverty would live on Earth and the rich would live on Mars?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos would live on Mars.
What makes Mars so special? Because it's just something new?
Yeah, it's the new hip things. If anything is a hipster, I
Does
know.
Mars even have a moon?
Doesn't it have two? Hold on.
We gotta find out.
Moons.
How many moons
Does-
does... We don't want Jupiter, we want Mars.
Yeah, two. Yeah, they have two.
Oh, they got 2 moons?
Yeah, because that's where the rich would live. They would have
Okay,
two
but
moons.
so here's my thing. So, like, okay, with us, you know, everyone freaks out and they go, oh, God, if the world ends, we have to go underground, you know? So, like...
Yeah, more people.
Yeah, most people. So to do that, you know, you have to have the resources to, you know, provide oxygen and food and all that and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's plausible
Mm-hmm.
to do that, to survive underground, because we have the resources to do that,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't we have the same resources to do that on the moon?
Yeah. That would be like...
So why don't we colonize the moon first before Mars, because it's closer?
Well, Mars actually has air, or does it?
It might have a small atmosphere. So why don't we take our time to research atmospheres? Like, why don't we learn how to make artificial atmospheres? Like, if we truly want to colonize space, wouldn't that be the first step, to be making
true,
artificial
yeah.
atmospheres so we could colonize basically anything?
Okay. Here's the thing.
No. I'm calling these scientists out. What are you guys doing?
They're too busy sending particles on the eclipse day and smashing them
Right,
together.
they're too busy trying to make black holes. Like, we don't got time to make artificial atmospheres. Like, what
You
do
think actually, to be more honest, like you would think they would want to colonize like the moon or Mars first before they made a black hole in the
hold
Earth.
up, and that's another thing that totally contradicts flat earthers and like domers.
Yeah.
You know, because there's people that believe that we have a dome over top of us and we can't escape it.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then in a way we've already developed artificial atmospheres. So in a way, we have already possibly colonized other places and we don't even realize it. So if the dome theory is correct,
Bro, you're talking too much. The government's gonna come in and take
yeah.
He knows too much.
It's like, what? Wait, what? Who is feeding this guy his sources? What? How does he know all this? And realistically, I'm just this guy who just puts too much thought into things that he should not be thinking about. NASA's gonna come in and they're gonna recruit me like, yo, you're one of our scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know anything. Yeah, but see, that's just it. You know a lot of nothing, which is like, in a way, you know.
Man, if that's NASA's hiring process, I have questions.
Right.
That's just not gonna go well, man.
Bro, they got like the fake NASA that, you know, people think that what they're doing is like,
Yeah.
you know, and then they got real NASA where it's just like geniuses like me all in a room, you know.
Jesus Christ.
It's just a matter of time. They're gonna hit me up. They're waiting. They're just like, okay, let's see how this podcast go. Like, you know,
We get more information.
It's been a while since he's put one out, but you know, he's not quite there. So if I just keep dropping, you know, bombers like this, they're eventually gonna realize my true potential. And they'll come knocking.
Okay, so another thing I want to ask is, like, say, again, going back to the topic of apocalypse, say we do, like, colonize the moon and Mars as well, and all that stuff. And we all have to basically bring up all our stuff, travel over there. So, if that was the case scenario for you, like, say, we found out the world's going to explode or something, and, like, we're sending everybody on, like, rocket ships to Mars and to recolonize. Would that be a world that you want to live into? Because you are starting over again, kind of, but you do have, like, technology somewhat there. Because I know, like, if like going back to the Stone Age with the zombie apocalypse here, it sounds like you just like, oh, why even bother?
Okay, so hypothetical.
Yeah.
Who's to say that hasn't already happened?
Okay.
See, because I make a point there. Okay, so because like what you just brought up is, so there's a world-ending event, and we have to send the smartest people that we have to colonize another planet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, in theory, if you have the technology, that could work. But you also got to realize you're on a whole different planet. So the resources on that planet could be completely different from the one that you came from. So even though you sent your smartest people out there, you had the technology to do it, I feel like over time, that de-evolution would happen where you would have to start completely over even though you were super advanced from the past because you don't have the things you
Those
need
same materials,
to continue
like
living
gasoline
that
and
way.
stuff, yeah.
So, you know, like I said, who's to say that hasn't already happened where we lived on a separate planet, realize we can't live here anymore, so we had the ability.
This goes back to the basis that we're aliens from another
Exactly.
planet.
And we're just constantly starting over because we just refuse to accept the fact that it ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that fear of like not surviving anymore is what drives us to continue jumping from planet to continue living. But in the process of doing that, we constantly have to restart.
So, are you saying that you're okay with not restarting, or would you go on that rocket ship?
Honestly, I feel like I wouldn't even be qualified to go on the rocket ship.
Oh well, no. It's not. I mean, tell you the truth, we're both not qualified.
No.
we're gonna be stuck here.
But I mean, like you keep in mind, like being smart is one thing, but you also need like
The physical.
you need physical labor, you need the tech savvy people, you need the smart people that can continue growing and learning and stuff like that. So you kind of need a melting pot of a lot of different type of people if you want it to continue growing and surviving. But honestly, like if I lived long enough to see the ability for us to colonize something else, that would be cool and all. But my big thing, I've kind of talked about this outside of the podcast world, but I'm going to bring it into light here. Cybernetics, man. Like, I can honestly say I don't play it. I have it. I just got stuck on a part and I haven't been able to pass it, and it kind of discouraged me from continue playing it. But Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
2077. So in that game, you have people who have integrated their normal human bodies with cybernetics. You know, they got eyes and interfaces that make them better.
Mm-hmm.
So what? We're in the year 2024.
Yeah.
So the year 2077 doesn't seem that far away.
We could probably still be alive.
Yeah,
with
me
it.
like the two of us, like if we live a long, healthy life, we'd be old, but we would still maybe potentially live to see the year 2077. So my big thing is, do you think we are going to get to that point where we have cybernetics? Like, I know we have like prosthetics and stuff like here and now, but like, do you think it's going to be like a mainstream thing where people are actually altering their bodies to better enhance themselves? Do you see that as evolution? Do you see that as a potential like de-evolution? Like, do you think it benefits more to do stuff like that, or do you think it's pointless?
Well, I guess I'm on the fence about it. It's like, would I ever do that? Probably not. but also like there's a lot of complications and a lot of ways you can approach this, because again, cybernetic enhancements also could be like taken as like steroids. Again, if you're enhancing your performance to do well in sports, then you're gonna have to separate that out. And then again, if you have religion, there's the purist that says you shouldn't be doing that, it's against God's word. So you got a whole mess of problems with that cybernetic, and that's gonna, in my opinion, would divide more of the as society as well, because you're gonna have the pro cybernetics and then the other people that are against it. I personally don't care. You do whatever you want. Same with like tattoos. I don't care if you have a tattoo or anything.
Yeah, because I mean, because it comes down to that having, I guess, almost equality, because like you know that the people who decide to have the money to actually go through the process to do that, they're gonna have that mindset where it's like, I'm better than you.
Did you
because physically, mentally, I am better than you.
Mm-hmm. So did you actually hear there is a surgery that you can do to your body to make you taller and like I think increase your just like, so like I think the surgery is like for your legs, like you could cut is it femur or something, and then like put a steel rod in there to extend your legs to make yourself taller. Like I guess that's kind of like the more primitive way of thinking of cybernetics, because you're basically improving your body by putting artificial material in your body to be taller, which again, I guess in some people's opinion, you might look better as a taller person, but then also if you were in the aspect of basketball, you could make it easier for you to perform with dunks and stuff. Like that's kind of like that's kind of where we're at now, and like imagine seeing the future of how that will go.
So we haven't reached that point yet. It's a possibility, but do you think that would also, in a way, create another scenario of how the world could end? Because if you have,
create a war.
Yeah, it would definitely, basically, almost isolate certain groups of people and distance us instead of unifying us.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole topic of the end of the world or just like stuff like that comes down to like us not uniting. It's
See, the thing is, uniting means compromise. How stubborn of a society are we now, unfortunately, is the problem. So, like, because again, like, they say it all the time, everyone's their own special little snowflake and stuff. And it's just like, you know, there's the people believe this and people believe in that. So, like, how do you get that middle ground to have both of them believe in like one cause? That's going to be the hardest part about everything, because again, like you said, like to resolve us from like beating the world apocalypse and stuff is uniting, but like again, everybody has such different ideas on how everything should be run and things. Because I mean, even in the United States, we have like the different political parties and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the thought of freedom has really kind of pushed us away from everything, you know, because like everyone thinks that they're kind of entitled to certain things when in reality I feel like they're not. And it's just like
and then there's like, because like again, I've met people where just like they think they're like God's gift to the world, and man, I hate those type of people.
I feel like, and that comes down to the true issue is, you know, we're not happy with anything. Like everyone, whether you want to admit it or not, has that mindset where it's like, I have to be better. I can't be equal to this person. I have to be better than this person. And it's just like, you know, you have people who push equality so much
that it also makes that gap bigger too, I feel like.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. What I wanted to say was, if you truly wanted equality, why do we have borders? You know, if we're all human, why do we treat each other so differently? It's because we don't want equality. Deep down, we want to be better than everyone else in some shape or form. And it's not just humanity. I feel like it's just like something embedded in DNA. Because like even with animals, like you have, you know, primal animals that take charge of things because they feel like, hey, I'm better than you. I am in charge. You know, so it's not just like us, you know, wanting to be equal or not being able to be equal. I feel like it's just like subconsciously we can't do it.
So Abe, what you're telling me is you need to be the alpha in this group. You need to be a sigma, bro.
No, what I'm saying is if we want to truly unlock our true potential, we have to unite. You know? The people's world of the flat.
God damn it. God damn it.
Or the round, however you want it. We just got to figure out indefinitely what it actually is.
I will help you in this endeavor. The world is a shape.
Yeah.
It is a shape. We could say that. It's cubed, it's triangled, it's round, it could be a paper, it could be an octagon, or it could be a golf ball. It's whatever you want to believe in. We do not discriminate here on this podcast.
That is perfect. I feel like that's the mindset everyone should have. It's just like endless possibility. Unlock your mind. Be able to do whatever you think you can do within reason.
Within reason, well, it doesn't hurt anyone.
Yep. You got to realize in this world we still have laws and regulations that you have to obey. But, you know, from like a mental standpoint, like I feel like you should always like be believing or dreaming into something. Whether it
All I can think is Naruto. Believe it!
Whether it's like true or not, like always just have that open mind of, oh, bro.
Open your heart.
Yeah, you know.
Because Kingdom Hearts is filled with light.
But yeah, I feel like that's how you're gonna prevent the world from ending.
So, yeah. So basically, the only way we will survive is we all come together, unite, and build a new community together. Starting down below and comment and subscribe and make my YouTube comment.
Whoa, no. Don't.
Like and subscribe and share.
You don't have to do that. Don't listen to him. You do you. But.
And clip my channel.
But I just want to throw one last thing in there.
Yeah.
So the title of this podcast was, Would You Survive the End?
Yeah.
And I feel like with what we said, and a big part of it was probably the ending segment of this is, I feel like, you know, as a whole, we can survive the end by preventing the end from happening. So, yeah, it's all up to us.
And you know how we can prevent the end happening?
By continue watching Abe on Sundays. Thank you, everybody.
Like and subscribe and share with your friends of this podcast. And that is it for the show. See you next Sunday.
Bye.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out.